This is episode 6 of our live stream episodes, part 1. I don't know how much you can hear of my neighbours slamming the front door repeatedly, but it is distracting. Let's do a quick recap. Well, the players have finished the first big boss battle. Last episode, they had them mopping up the remaining undead around the town, having a fight in a pond, causing a massive fire in a building and a building to collapse, and also killing a pig. We ended the episode with the players coming into possession of the abandoned Phoenix Theatre. And the first thing they saw was a sort of poltergeist situation with a mysterious bottle pouring itself into a glass. And that's, I think, where we ended it. So let's watch the players explore a haunted theatre for a while. Enjoy! Oh man, one take! As we've established, our characters found each other in the city of Westgate, far to the east of Baldur's Gate, and in fact on the other coast, the east end coast of that area. Toriel? No. In the city of Westgate, performing functory adventure and nonsense, like killing rats in basements and finding pans for people inside a house they are adjacent to. The players instead took on a job from a lady called Mordaunt Farnwell, of whom they asked no questions, to go to the town of Ravensholm and bring back some books for her. Having arrived at Ravensholm, they found the place swarming with zombies, clambered over the wall or fired themselves in with a trebuchet, which is probably still outside, now I think about it, and took to helping survivors by being rude and weird at them, but ultimately feeding them Italian food, and then dealing with the zombie horde by destroying a mystical crystal they found in the Temple of the Five Faiths 2 sessions ago. And we are now we're still only like an hour and a half after that fight, because you've come out, dealt with a zombie in a pond, had a massive house fire, and then retired. Where last session, of course, as a reward, rather than financial, as a reward for your efforts, the mayor, who I think we can all agree is a bit of a prick, has gifted you the deed to the previously abandoned Phoenix Theatre on the town square. I think we left it as you entered the theatre to see a bottle of wine, a dusty bottle of wine, float away from a shelf and pour itself into a glass. And then I think that's where we left it. Am I right?
It's your ideal home, Ruff.
Aye. Yeah. There's no doubt in a place that starts pouring you a drink the moment you walk in.
Okay, so you've all wandered into the Phoenix. I assume it's getting on, and certainly at least Ruff and Phillin are pissed.
Aye, right. Listen, we've seen a ghostly hand pouring out drinks, right?
No, you've seen no ghostly hand.
Right, but we've just seen a bottle floating up and start pouring itself out.
Yes.
Yeah, we should presume they've got a hand, else what are they pouring with?
Or at least something that's doing the pouring. Is it pouring it into a glass?
Yep, although as you verbalise, the bottle falls from the air, hits the bar, and starts glugging red wine out onto the bar, which is very dusty. I should point out you're at the other end of this room. So you've walked in through these double doors. There's tables and like booths lining the space, and old chandeliers with a couple of old candles in them, but none of them are lit. It's very dusty, very. There's just loads of sort of garbage in here, and no one's been in here for a while, and it looks it. At the other end, about 60 feet from you, is a bar and a couple of doors in the wall, and then there's a kind of alcove off to the. I can show you a little outline of the thing. Give me a second. Where are we? There. It's up to a screen. I'm lazy.
You say that the bottle drops and smashes on the bar.
Yeah.
Can I make a dex roll to see whether I can jump and catch it before it smashes?
Hell no! It's way too far away.
Oh.
Tell you, actually, you know what you can do? It doesn't smash on the bar. It hits the bar and starts to roll towards the floor. So you can make an athletics check to see if you can get to it in time, but you're going to be making this at disadvantage.
Not my strong suit either. Athletics.
Really? You're a barbarian?
Oh, sorry. No.
Athletics
is fine. I thought it was acrobatics.
No, that's very different.
Okay, athletics. At disadvantage.
At disadvantage.
Oh! Oh, do you say at disadvantage?
I said at disadvantage, yes.
Oh, shit off. 7.
7?
Yeah.
Okay, Ruff glances up and he sees this bottle rolling slowly towards the edge of the bar, and then in a couple of just jump cuts, slow motion, we just see him. What's he got in his hand already? He's got his hammer or his axe or something in his hand.
Yeah, his axe.
He drops that, leaps forward, and he kind of goes to. He jumps up, goes to jump on, goes to run across one of the tables. But then he jumps up, jumps on the table. His foot goes on the table, and the table just seesaws upwards. What actually happens is rather than falling over, he just basically jumps up on a table and falls through the table, and it's now just stood with a sort of massive wooden tutu surrounding him. You've just ruined a table, and the bottle just rolls off and smashes on the floor.
I look to Claire and say, "Well, that's coming out of his wages."
I'm doing a small cry, like a sort of internal sob that's slightly leaking out, just looking at this wasted booze.
I go behind the bar and grab another bottle and hand it to the sobbing dwarf.
Okay, there's not a massive selection of alcohol here, and it's all very dusty. Would you do me a favour and roll a d20 for me, please, Briony?
Yeah.
What'd you get? A 1. Briony hands you a dusty, labelless bottle of wine. With a corkscrew.
Right. Well, I don't even bother with that. I just take the great sword and I do that thing like they do with champagne, where they just smash the very top of the bottle off.
Superb. Would you please roll? Make an attack check on
the bottle.
Yes, on the bottle with your great sword. Only because if you do this badly, it kind of makes a difference.
Okay, fine. What? Hang on. What skill did you say it was? And it's just a straight.
You are attacking the bottle with your great sword.
So with my strength modifier and my battle axe modifier.
Yes. Well, great sword modifier, which is.
Oh, sorry, great sword. Yes, because I dropped my axe, didn't I?
Yeah.
Now, for whatever reason, my great sword seems to have gone from my D&D Beyond. All I've got there is the battle axe.
Well, actually, I think stats-wise, it is the same as the battle axe for rolling, and then it's 2d6 plus your strength modifier for hitting.
Did you leave it in that pig?
Oh no, I've got it here. Hang on.
Oh God, is it still in the pig?
Oh no, he picked it up from the pig. Although,
that's why he was king of pigs.
Okay, well if it's the same stats as the here we go. No, I've got it here. Right. 24.
Jesus Christ. Okay, cool. So because the great sword is conservatively 5 foot long.
Yeah.
What you do is you get the you have the bottle in your left hand, the great sword, which is hard to wield one-handed. What you wind up doing is at a distance, at range, just sort of just swinging it very slightly with your right wrist until you knock the top off the bottle, and it's a perfectly clean cut without even any sharp edges on the edge. The top of the bottle with the cork in it just bounces across the table and just sits on the edge of the table, making that noise that coins make when they're about to go flat when you spun them for a bit.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm squeezing this wine
under my breath, but audibly to everyone else, I just say, "Still got it."
Nice. At which point you then.
Oh yeah.
This is undeniably urine. That goes still got it.
Sorry, I've never been good at choosing wine.
Yeah. What's this meant to go with? Bad fish.
Rufus, you could. That is some. It's just some kind of awful wine, but you can tell by the taste of it, it is it's non-alcoholic. It's effectively just grape juice.
My sobbing moves from a small internal but leaking cry to a full-bodied sort of like shuddery sobbing.
Does anyone else want to try and choose him wine?
So while this is happening, so Briony's behind the bar. The rough, Claire is behind the bar. Ruff is stuck in a jail of his own making inside a table, sobbing, sobbing and drinking terrible wine. What are Phillin and Jack Hardcore up to?
I'm about to go and check the acoustics of the stage.
Cool. Where would you like to go?
Onto the stage.
There isn't a stage in this room. This is just a bar. What you have is you've got. So as you look at the bar ahead of you, to the right of the bar is a doorway, and there's 3 doors to the left of the bar in the wall at intervals.
Okay, I will take the right door and see where that goes.
The right door is currently locked.
Damn it. I will now try the second of the middle on the left doors.
What?
The middle.
It's telling you a door at random. Okay, cool. You walk through. This is right next to the bar. You open that door and you walk through into, again, a dusty and disused storage space. There's lots of shelves in here and lots of things that you suspect used to be food. Hello, Kai. Evening, Kai. And there is in here is loads of old sacks of what might once have contained grains and various other bits and bobs. A couple of mice scurry away when you come in. And there's also a staircase to your right that leads up.
I'm going up there.
Okay. At which point, where's Jack Hardcore during this?
While the sort of palaver has gone on, I've just gone over to the bar and tried to investigate. Can I have a look at the bottle that's smashed?
Yes. What would you like to infer?
I'd like to I don't know what to roll for this, but I'd like to sort of figure out, I don't know, do an investigation check, I guess, on how the bottle that we saw was midair.
Okay. Make an investigation check. And while you're doing that, Matt.
Yeah.
So you come to the top of the stairs. At the top of the stairs is a window overlooking the town square. To your left, a door, and to your right, a corridor. So it snakes back it kind of comes back on you. You turn 180 degrees around to your right-hand side, and the corridor goes that way and then turns left.
Okay. Always taking the door.
I do not know how helpful this is going to be. My image is flipped. Otherwise, I'm looking that way constantly, which looks weird in the stream. But that, so you're at there.
Okay. I'm going to head to door number 3 because it's my lucky number.
Door number 3, you make your way around the corner. You don't hear anything. And open that door to find it is a bedroom. There is, albeit dusty, but there is a lavishly, what's the word I'm looking for? A lavishly sort of laid out double bed. There's a wardrobe in there and a little writing desk. And but it's very dusty. It looks like nobody has been in this room for a period of maybe at least a year. It is it's got a sort of decaying glory to it. The bed is also like a proper 4-poster bed, but there's like a sort of lace netting over it, which is broken apart.
I very happily see this room, and with my dagger, I carve onto the door Phillin's room, but I'm not very good at spelling, so it says Phillin's room, basically.
Nice. At about a height of about 3 foot.
Yeah. And then I go in, I take my top off, I put it on a hanger in the wardrobe, and I just sit silently.
You open the wardrobe, do you?
Oh, yeah.
Make a perception check.
Okay. Ooh, 18 plus 1, 19.
Great. You open the wardrobe, you hang up your shirt. You are now, I think, naked. Except for your shoes.
Yeah, probably.
I think are a little pair of red boots.
Yeah.
And you are. You see, the wardrobe has a The bottom panel of the wardrobe is loose. It looks like it's had a false bottom. You look, you probe into that, lift it up, and you find a pair of glorious golden pantaloons.
Oh no! Oh,
This is like the biggest quandary he's had all quest.
Yeah.
I pick up the pantaloons. I walk to the door, Phillim's room, and I shout down the stairs, "Mr. Hardcastle, sir! I found my room and a lovely pair of pantaloons for you. I'll be up here doing some dusting if you need me."
Okay.
Can
Most of you downstairs hear that.
Okay.
So, Matt, you were saying you're going to have a lie on the bed?
Yeah.
Lovely
I'm
stuff.
getting used to the. I need to rest up. I'm gonna.
Yes. Rich, what did you get for your investigation check?
I got 14.
14. Okay, cool. You find a chunk of broken bottle that definitely has. It looks like it's a big enough piece that it has a sort of thumb print on it, but not a normal thumb. Like it's got like you can see it's got that bit there of the hand, that sort of the ball of the hand. Is it the ball of the hand? The meat area of the palm, and a bit of thumb, but it's misshapen. Right. It's sort of elongated.
Okay, and that's okay. Fine. Can I also roll my eyes for a free action at what Phillin was saying?
You certainly can. Thank you for the donations, Rufus. Yes.
What
I just realised, by the way, I couldn't tell who was talking to me, and then I realised because of that it was you.
What time is it?
In game, it's probably about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the evening. Like sun's very much on its way down.
Oh, fine, okay.
It's getting dark.
Going down, big fella.
Sun's getting low. Okay, sorry, that was all I wanted to know. There's no point me trying to go off anywhere and get anything yet now because it's nighttime.
Yeah, it's a bit late for the store. Also, bear in mind the zombie apocalypse ended about 3 hours ago.
Won't there be some?
Go on.
Won't there be some sort of celebration in the square?
There might well be, but not. If you look out of the window now, what you see is the square is still quite a lot of people piling up the dead, and like there's still some fires. You can still smell like burning on the air. There's still some fires around the town. Like they're not out of the woods yet. They've dealt with the immediate problem, but now the secondary issues are coming to the fore.
So Claire and I are still in the foyer of the theatre, and the other two have gone off to explore.
Oh well, no, so again, it's not a foyer. It's literally there is a bar space, and some other doors leading off. The halfling's gone upstairs.
We're all in the bar.
The cop and the bard are milling around the bar, and you are wearing a table.
Yeah, and crying
in the main room and having a sob. So yes.
I've noticed hardcore doing investigations, so I'm going to come over, grab a candle, light it, and then I've got the one I can't pronounce.
Prestidigitation.
Yeah, I can get it to change color. So I want to change it to ultraviolet light. See what else we can investigate. We're going to CSI this.
Yeah.
Let's do this, rookie.
Oh no, it's thaumaturgy that changes the color. I take it back. Prestidigitation, I can do notes. So the prestidigitation, I'll do both. One to do the cool music of CSI, and one to do the color.
What is that cool music?
That cool music is like honk. Honk, like that.
Okay. Sure. And you.
It's not really playing. I'm just singing it.
I haven't really considered how the introduction of modern day forensic techniques would influence this sequence. Sure. Okay. Cool. You turn the light of a candle ultraviolet. What
Got
are you
me looking at
expecting?
hardcore.
Well, here's my question. What is your fantasy devil woman musician expecting to see?
I'm hoping evidence of a crime because it's the cops looking at it. So I'm assuming we're looking at, we're going to find out who was the ghostly hand that did the. I'm hoping it'll be a full outline in chalk of the ghost.
There is actually a spell for that,
Wait,
but this is not that spell.
No. That's what I'm hoping for. Some sort of chalk outline of our ghost so we know exactly what it looks like. Did that happen?
No. What happens is the candle appears to emit no light. As none of you have the facility to see ultraviolet light. But there's also just like, Will Davis has just put this in the chat. It's going to look like somebody blew up a collection of Jackson Pollock paintings. Yes, there is a lot of, I'm going to say, evidence all over the place. There's in patches. There's spatters everywhere.
Ruff's beard's just bright now.
Also, Briony, bear in mind, your character has committed actual cannibalism 3 or 4 times in the last day. Your character's outfit lights up with where all the human or dwarven blood has been. So this doesn't really, it doesn't help you with the bottle. Actually, the area of the bottle, this sort of little fingerprint you found, Richard, doesn't light up.
Okay. What I do just then is I just lick my thumb and forefinger and I just squeeze out the candle and just say, best not. But I ask Claire, do you recognise this print on the bottle?
Make a nature check.
Ooh,
nature check.
18 plus
First
3.
rule of police.
18.
Ask nature.
18? No, you don't recognise it. Other than it looks like to your guess, it's not a traditional humanoid fingerprint. You're also pretty convinced ghosts don't leave fingerprints.
Yeah. So I don't think it's humanoid. I don't think ghosts leave fingerprints. And I think there's a lot more stuff on my outfit than I thought there was.
I make a note of all of this in a little notebook.
Yeah.
Can we all choose rooms? I think we should all choose rooms. If Phillin's chosen rooms, we should choose rooms.
What's Ruff up to? Because he's sobbing loudly.
I'm looking at the stump of where my little finger used to be.
Yes.
And also at the spilt booze on the floor.
It's been quite a day for Ruff, isn't it?
It's quite a day. And something within me snaps.
Not a great thing to hear from a barbarian.
No. No, but instead of it being the traditional rage, it's the thing that so often underpins true rage, which is sadness and an inability to deal with the things that have happened up until now. Up until now, the drinking has really been a way of numbing myself to the horrors of existing. And now after today, it's just like, something's got to give, something's got to change. And so there is a small internal snapping. And I sort of say to the room, to nobody in particular, oh, right, it's like this then, is it? And a sort of resolve comes upon me. And the sobbing doesn't really stop. It just becomes a slightly different timbre. That the weight of the sobbing is clearly now not just we spilled some beer and I lost my little finger, but about something deeper and more existential.
Ruff, do you want a hug without the attack roll?
I out of nowhere scream, "Get away from me!" like this. Get away from me!
Okay, so no to the hug.
Okay.
Listen. Trust me when I tell you, that I was put on this earth for one reason and one reason only, and that is not to be hugged. It's nothing to do with you. It's nothing to do with the fact that you hit my little finger. It's if you knew the horror I had inflicted upon the world by hugging things, then trust me when I tell you that hugging me is the last thing you would want to be doing. I am not a person. I am not a thing to be hugged, a thing to be feared. I'm a thing to be run away from. I'm a thing to be eschewed. I am a thing of war. And at this point, I just stand up and walk behind the bar, and I walk behind the bar and just grab whatever strongest looking booze is to hand.
Sure. Ooh. Okay, you pick up
I think Ruff is angry.
Right. Not having a good day.
You pick up a relatively small bottle, or there's just like it's almost opaque brown glass. It's about half full. It's got a cork in the top that's been taken in and out a few times. And it's got like the label is discolored by whatever liquid is inside this.
Oh yeah, baby. Right.
Having a go on that?
Roll constitutions down the entire thing in one.
Do it, Doug.
Is he still wearing the table?
Yeah. He's still got a table around him. So as he makes his way across the room with that speech, which by the way was fucking brilliant. It's just like he's just dragging table legs across the space. Which I think adds to it. I am a thing of war.
Yeah, for sure.
14 on Constitution.
14. Ooh, okay. This is initially punishing an alcohol. This is like on the you recognise the only thing you can make it on the label is what looks like a drawing of a minotaur. Experiencing potent regret. This stuff doesn't burn. It's just kind of like it just makes you feel. It makes your throat angry, and then the burning begins. This is so you down this with a 14. I would say you've got about a minute of dialogue left.
Okay.
It's not knocking him out, but this is one of the strongest alcohols you've ever imbibed.
Okay.
You also clock on the bottle. At the bottom, one of the things that's written there is what looks like a disclaimer, and then at the very bottom of it is an indication that this bottle is about 150 servings.
Lovely. just for the stream again, give some manual indication of how big the bottle was.
The size of this is an oversized coffee cup, and it is about that big. And you've drunk about half of it, which is like this is generally measured with a pipette. This is an aggressively strong alcohol.
As the green fairy does its business on the inside of my mind.
Yeah. Oh, I should point out, it is not a green fairy. It is literally what you see is, as you see, turn around to the bar, having drunk this down, slam it down on the bar, you see the shadows animate and hundreds of tiny minotaurs, all about 4 inches high, begin a complex dance.
Lovely. And I just sort of shout in Claire's direction, but not really at Claire.
Yeah.
I envy your ability to see embrace as something of love. And then I turn to the shadow minotaurs in my mind and shout, "Come on then, you bastards!" And
At which point, or like you remember that scene in 300 with all the arrows?
Yeah.
Imagine that, pull people. Just like all of the minotaurs going to take that as a cue. And all the minotaurs weirdly give you a big thumbs up and leap. But it's not an aggressive thing.
No.
They leap and just sort of you feel hugged as your vision is darkened. The sun is blotted out by minotaur after minotaur, just colliding with your face.
Yeah.
As you very peacefully get into the bed they've made for you.
And that, Paul, is why I drink.
But yeah, you climb into the bed they've made for you and fall asleep softly. Briony and Richard, you watch Ruff just turn around to nothing, shout, "Come on then," and start smacking himself in the face as he slowly climbs up on the bar and just falls asleep face down in a puddle.
So Ruff's chosen his bedroom.
Yeah.
It's the bar.
Yeah. Okay.
Shall
Should we go find somewhere else to rest up?
Yeah. I put a blanket over Ruff and then we head upstairs.
I move his head out of a puddle and turn it a bit so he doesn't drown overnight.
As a friend of mine once said, you can drown in an inch of water, but you've got to want it. So the two of you heading upstairs?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just say to Claire, remember, he does his best work when he's wasted.
You really think sleeping is his best work?
Well, you got to imagine what those dreams are going to be like.
Oh, yeah. Pretty scary.
Yeah.
Lovely stuff. Am I aware, when people are donating, is it doing the zombie and the little bell noise? Because it's not supposed to be doing that. That's weird.
Bell noise.
I might have a look at that when we take an interval, because I feel like I don't want to be robbing honks from people.
Title of your autobiography, Paul?
Don't steal the honks. You've been donating, but nothing appeared for you. Okay, we'll have a look at that. We'll take an interval. Have a look at that. I don't know why that's changed. That shouldn't have changed, unless Who knows why?
I'll investigate
I'm
with
going
an
to find a way
ultraviolet
to fuck
candle.
up this stream somehow. I wanted to get rid of the hogs, but everyone likes them, Kai. Everyone but me likes them. I know this is my thing, but I can't have a nice thing. Anyway, right. So, you guys head upstairs. There's a wide landing to your right, a door to your left, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 doors off of the landing as you progress round into a little corridor. One of the doors has Phillin rum carved into it crudely in what appears to be Comic Sans.
Okay. Can I just peer around that door? Just to see?
I'm asleep by this point, by the way.
asleep on the bed. His legs are over the edge of the bed, so his genitals are very prominent.
Can I put a blanket over him?
You can.
Okay, yeah.
Do I see the golden trousers? Can I try and put the trousers on him?
You could try, yes.
Okay, I try to gently put the trousers onto Phillin.
Okay, like dressing a baby, I guess.
Yeah.
Briony, are you helping?
Yeah. But with mage hand, I don't want to get too close.
Bardic inspiration.
Lovely stuff. Richard, make a dexterity saving. Make a dexterity roll.
Oh dear. God.
But you can have advantage because Briony's helping you out.
A dexterity roll, Rich.
Nice.
I'm so sorry.
He mumbled that in his sleep.
By the way, as Ruff is passed out, I'm just going to give myself 2 minutes off from the helmet and beard combo, which it turns out are about 4,000 degrees.
Yes.
I rolled 16 on the dex.
16, yeah. I'm going to say it takes you a little while to work out how to do it, but basically, yes, you managed to get these golden pantaloons onto Phillin. Congratulations. You will have no doubt infuriated the audience. But regardless of that, Phillin is currently in bed, asleep, soundly asleep. Hogs are back. Great. Fuck it. Shit. You are currently in bed wearing golden pantaloons, but blithely unaware. You two sneak out of his room. So you've got, as you come out of his room, basically opposite you are 2 doors. I can show you I'll show you on the shitty map I've made. So you're in room 3. Opposite you, 4 and 5, and 2 and 1. There we go.
Looking for.
Okay, you open room 4 and find it's almost an entirely empty room. There's a skylight. It is dusty in here. And you've also got, oh my God, honks only appear with a £1 donation. That's literally the opposite of what I wanted to have happen. Son of a bitch. Oh no. No.
Make it rain.
Please
One
donate
coin at a time.
How have I done that? Fucking hell. Right, so in this room, Briony, there's a pillar in the middle of the room that looks probably like it might be load bearing. There's a ladder leading up to the skylights, and there is a hammock that has been set up. The hammock currently contains oh, for fuck's sake. The hammer currently contains a load of old books.
I found my room. Right, Claire's room on the door. In the blood that's on my outfit.
Nice.
Just to be clear, we don't have to keep writing our names on rooms. We can just talk to each other and make it clear which room is which.
Yeah, you're just saying that you haven't got a room.
Briony, because your character is red, you should write Red's room on Red's room.
Red room, yeah. Red room. I read it 3 times to be clear.
Nice. And Richard, what room do you want to check out?
I walk away having not got the reference. I check out room 5 then.
Room 5, cool. You step into. Oh, this is interesting. So you step into this room. There is no light source in here. It is just dark. But you can sense from that there's a bit of light coming through. Actually, no, it's mostly dark now. Have you got a torch or a candle or any means of making light?
You've got a candle.
I think I've definitely got a torch. Let me check. Yeah, I do. Yeah. Oh, I've got a candle. I'm going to need a candle.
Are you lighting what are you lighting?
I'm going to light a candle, sorry.
Great, okay. Can you make for me a dexterity saving throw?
Oh, God. Okay, that's 17.
No, you're fine. You light the candle and look up. As the door closes behind you, it's got one of those rise and fall hinges. You are in a room with, it looks like it's a room full of old costumes. Piled up higgledy-piggledy in loads of different spaces and piles. There's a few costume rails here made of wood, but it is mainly a very dry room full of quite flammable things.
Okay.
There's also tins of paint and stuff, and a few bits of it's just lots of dry stuff. It's a terrible room to light a candle in.
Okay, right. Can I just slowly back away out of the room and close the door behind me?
Yes, you absolutely can. I'm not going to make a perception roll for that. You can see on a little table, there's one of those, I don't know what to call them. You know, there's old-timey, like a plate with a hook on it, and you put a candle in it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Candlestick. Is that not a candle holder? Oh, no, it's not.
Holder, I don't know what to call them. A candle plate.
Yeah.
Isn't it referenced in Wee Willie Winky?
Yeah, I was just trying to think what
Wee Willie Winky running through the town, downstairs in his nightgown.
It's a nightgown, that's it.
It's a nightgown.
I think there's a word in that poem that means
I'm
that.
sure it is.
Yeah.
Okay. I take the winky.
Yeah, that's what I was going to call it.
The candle winky, please. Cool. So yeah, you're making your way through. Do you want to have a look in room 7 back by the top of the stairs, or room 1 or room 2?
Yeah, I'll do. I'm thorough. I'm an ex-cop. I'll check the rooms. I'll start with 7.
7. Okay. Go back to the top of the staircase. Brian, are you setting down to? Are you getting the books out of this hammock and going to bed, or are you following Richard around?
I'm going to follow him, but at distance. So he doesn't know I'm following him, because I'm like, he doesn't have dark vision. He'll probably light a candle in a dark room, knowing him.
You should definitely scare him.
Yeah. was the bird I used to paint with is on my face.
Whilst he's been in that dark room, you've got ahead of him and got in a room, and you're just hiding.
Yeah, I'm hiding in 7.
Okay, Brian, you are in an old office space. There's a couple of desks here, some frames on the wall where it looks like pictures or previous posters of productions would have been, but there's nothing there. There's a window at the front of the room, window at the back of the room, 3 desks, a broken down filing cabinet, a stained rug on the floor, and like sort of old papers with faded ink on them.
Is
Is
there a chair that turns?
Yes.
Yeah, I've turned back
Yeah.
the back of the chairs to the door, so when he comes in, I can spin round.
But
Okay,
you're
cool.
you're
I'm going to describe this to Richard, but while I'm doing that, please have a look at what prestidigitation does. Richard.
Yeah.
So a flat dish candle holder, according to Amazon. Nope, it's called a winky. Richard, you ease the door to this space open with a satisfyingly creepy creak. As you glance around the space, your candle lightly illuminating the area immediately in front of you. There's a desk to your right-hand side with a window overlooking the town square. And to your left, it's quite a large space, albeit thin. It's sort of one of those weird-shaped rooms you get in buildings that weren't thought out when they were built. So the back of the room is wider than the front of the room. There's a desk there with a big chair in front of it, and a window that sort of is just showing you there's the roofs of a couple of smaller houses. And actually, what can you see from that window? He says, checking the map. It overlooks a little courtyard, and then you can see a couple of houses, a little bit of a sort of looks like sort of warehouses or storage space for some of the farmers and some small farming stuff, and then the city wall, the town wall beyond it, and the night sky behind it. It's quite pretty in a lot of ways.
Just before you go in, Rich, I just want to tell the stream if you can apply a Dutch tilt as he walks into the room, just to amp the horror up for this bit.
Nice.
Okay.
As you walk into the room, Richard, there's an ominous creak as you step on a loose floorboard. Some small creature scuttles away. The door slams.
Okay. I
Nowhere
turn around.
falls on the floor.
A what? Sorry, a what falls on the floor?
An egg.
Okay.
Is this the room I'm in?
Yeah.
Okay, I make the chair make an noise as I turn it. Use prestidigitation to do a shower of sparks and thaumaturgy to make the sound of a raven right in his ear. And I go, I was expecting you, Mr. Hog Shuffle.
Yeah, that happens.
Wow.
And I stroke a cat I don't have.
There's no cat there.
I shit myself.
Weird choice.
I'm just like, what just happened? And yeah,
Actually,
I get
Briony,
really freaked out.
well, let's use game stats. Briony, I would argue this is technically under the purview of intimidation. So roll for intimidation, you can have advantage. And Richard, you're making a charisma saving throw to not shit yourself, which you introduced into the equation.
21.
You need to beat 21 to not loose the poops.
Don't worry, that won't be a problem. I got 8.
Sure, then, again, this was your choice. Your character immediately does a shit.
You know, Reverend Jack, you could have just claimed the room. You didn't have to shit in it. We could just talk to each other.
The shit's still going on, by the way, Briony.
Oh, this is just like this is why you got kicked out of the guard, isn't it? For shitting on stuff.
It was one of the reasons, yeah.
Lovely stuff. Thanks for watching. That was episode 6, part 1. Part 2 is coming right up, in which fewer characters shoot themselves. What a caveat. If you've liked these videos, please like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments any thoughts you have or other videos you'd like to see on the channel. Interaction is all good. And we'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.